I would like to ask you lift and shift versus refactoring in application migration, of course. The debate is hot, but what is your opinion on that?
So, coming from a product company, what we work on, I don't say that one approach is the right approach. You need to have a lift and shift and also a refactoring. So, when I talk about legacy applications, which you feel cannot, if you move as a lift and shift into a new cloud-based deployments, and you need to really look into that whether lift and shift makes sense there. So, if that requires a refactor, it definitely needs a refactor because you need to look at a long-term strategy. How do you bring ROIs and how do you make sure it is sustainable and scalable for a bigger business growth? So both works, but sometimes where you need a immediate business requirement and you see from a strategy perspective, it can be fine for the next 5 years. Lift and shift also works. So I don't say there is one golden rule. Both has to be applied based on the kind of strategy and the ROIs which you plan from that strategy plan.
Right. That was a great answer. So let me follow it up with another question. This time a bit more technical. Rehost, refactor, revise, rebuild, and replace, or retire apps. How do you choose with such a large and diverse portfolio?
So, coming from the telecom space, because I would say most of the telecom companies today are changing their view of the business. They are not anymore consumer oriented. They are going into more to the B2B segments, B2G segments, B2B2X segments. So we are not dealing anymore as a teleco providers. We are dealing them as a digital service providers. So refactoring and re-architecturing makes a very important role because all of their vision and strategy is to move towards a digital service provider. So some of the legacy applications which has been built, you cannot achieve these goals and strategy if you don't refactor. So it is required that you need to refactor and your segments are not anymore the same existing consumer segments. You need to go towards B2B, you have to go towards B2, B2X. You are also looking that to become like a marketplace, which means you need to start looking how do you want to host this. So is your products and applications are designed and scaled to host it remotely. Also, they can be scaled very effectively. So all these will come into the play. So I would say these 6 principles again makes a very key play because of the demand and the digital disruption which has happened in the industry over the last 3 years. Thank you, Rohit. Yeah, thanks.